Let's go. You do your dance now. Dance, Moody, dance. Greetings and welcome, guys, gals,
monkeys,
and non-binary pals. Episode 343 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm going to have to keep that bit in now. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander, joined this week by the person I thought was wearing a Star Trek top when you joined the call because of the little gold emblem.
No.
Daffy Moody.
I have no Star Trek shirts. I have to sort that out.
Oh, I need to buy a Star Trek uniform. But which one? There's so many good ones.
I need to start getting tattoos of all the ships I like, all down my arms. Just do that. And I'll put the Titan on my back just because that's the one
I don't want to look at.
the beginning and now I just love. And it's just like, damn you.
I'm still mad that I like this, so I'm putting it on my back so I don't have to look at it.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. Yeah.
And then
hello, everybody.
Sneakily looking at it in mirrors, like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what that means. It's Friday. Video game talk day.
It's video game talk day.
It's video game talk day.
How's it going? How are you doing?
I'm not bad. I'm not bad at all. Pretty chill. Car passed its MOT. Yes.
Huzzah.
Huzzah indeed. Price was good. Yes.
Huzzah.
More huzzah. Yes. I still have money somehow. Yes.
Huzzah.
More. Now let's go and spend it on video games.
That's what I do. I'm like, okay, bills, bills, travel, food. No, okay, so I've got this much left over. Steam.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Basically, indeed. How are you, Amy? I hope you're well.
Well, so, yeah, I'm good. You know how a couple of weeks ago we started a podcast and I'd just eaten? And I was like, really tired because I'd just eaten.
Oh, you just eaten?
No,
you've done that again, have you?
No, I've done the opposite. Now I'm hungry.
I haven't eaten either. I'm going to eat after the podcast.
I'm going to be sitting here for the next 2 hours going, just thinking nonstop about food. You'll be throwing out the greatest video game analysis of all time, and I'll just be sitting there going, chicken or a burger? Chicken on the pizza
and
chicken burger.
With a chicken pizza on the side. And a chicken dessert somehow. I don't know how that'll work, but whatever.
Just chicken all the way down.
Sticky toffee chicken.
Oh, God.
Sounds terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
Why did you manifest that?
Don't know. I don't know. Oh my goodness.
Sticky toffee chicken. Christ.
Yep.
Well, I'm not hungry anymore.
Result. Time to get on with the podcast, people. Let's go.
Phil started playing The Last of Us. Playing, not watching.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
What's made him do that?
I don't know. I actually don't know. He's been talking about playing it for a while. And obviously new parenthood, he doesn't have time, or he does, but it's in short bursts and stuff like that. And I was spending the entire time, I think, being very reasonable as a non-parental gamer, saying look, Ryan, if you can only sit down and play a game for 30 minutes, let's do that. You don't have to do what I do, play them for 20 hours straight.
That's exactly
if you've got 30 minutes, you've got 30 minutes. So we had that conversation, and then I didn't hear anything about video games playing for a while. And then I got a picture off of him. And the picture was the bit where Joel wakes up, and it's 20 years later. And the message was, how dare you? Because I never told him what happens at the beginning of The Last of Us, and I guess he never knew.
Oh, Phil. It gets
worse. That's what I said. I said, don't worry. It's going to get so much worse.
Me and Amy are like war vets right now. We're like, you don't know, man.
You weren't
don't
there.
know. You weren't there. You weren't
Forget
there
that
the first
bullshit
time.
that happened on the Stargazer. Wait, that was the wrong thing. Wrong thing.
Wrong thing, but you know what we mean either way. Yeah. Oh, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil. I just want to be there holding his soul.
I felt bad for him because I was like, because in that moment, you know, like I obviously know what happens at the beginning of The Last of Us part one, and I'm specifically not I'm specifically not spoiling it because I guess this is the TV show and people are still catching up. But like I sort of then did a speed run in my head of like reliving all of the rest of both games, where I was like, oh Jesus. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Compressed like 35 hours of trauma in a 20-second flashback.
Oh my god, the hot flushes you must have had. Oh my god, what's going on in my head right now? No! Tears, anger, oh, moments, and then tears and anger again. It's just like, oh my god.
Giraffe. No!
Oh my god. Jesus,
I can't wait to talk about. So we're going to talk about The Last of Us TV show next week because I'm going to catch up. I'm going to catch up on it. I do want to just brag for a moment that my one prediction of Last of Us discourse was true, which was like, hey, the ending was quite controversial. I know you're not on social media, but yeah, it started again.
I know. The funny thing is about it though, like I said to you, like when you told me that the ending when the video game came out was dubbed controversial, because I didn't really know the gaming verse then, or wasn't really on social media of that significance. I never noticed. I just went, I like that ending.
Oh,
I like that ending. Oh, that's a good ending. Because I just thought it was a good. Like I saw,
it was a good ending. It was a good ending.
Yeah. I saw it. And I was just like, that's a good ending. That I fucking like that ending type of thing. And yeah. So the TV nerds are now going, oh no, no.
And it's like in The Last of Us is going, yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit! Then
yeah.
The sequel, are they? So funny enough about
prepare yourselves.
So it has been announced. Obviously, season 2 is happening.
Yeah.
So it does sound like the next 2 seasons are going to be part 2.
Yeah, like as part of our discussion next week, I was going to ask you a bunch of questions about part 2. And one of them was going to have been like, do you think they're going to do it in one season? Because I don't see how they could. And it's like, they've said, we're not. And I'm like, good.
Yeah. Very good for that. But they've also said they're going to change some things.
We'll talk about it.
I don't think that's...
No.
I don't think it's what people think at the same time.
No.
So...
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week. Though, yeah, but I'm excited. I am very curious to see how you think of this show as well. Like, I personally loved it. And like, even though, yes, it's The Last of Us. If you played the first game, you know what practically happens. There are things that have changed. Amy does know this from a certain point. Actually, you do know, basically.
I know.
Because...
Thanks, Twitter.
Like you said, Twitter does not know chill.
Twitter can't help but spoil everything the instant it happens.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I am going to be fascinated just to see how you will try and compare it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm going to be very intrigued to see how it goes like that. My partner, when she was at the end watching the final episode, she was like, "What? No, they can't leave it like that." And I was just like, "Yeah,
they do."
No, they didn't do that. They said, "When's season 2? Probably 2 years." No.
Hey, at least it's not fucking 7 years like it was for us.
I have a thinking though. I think we're gonna have part 3 out by then.
I think so too.
I think part 3 is gonna get announced this year.
I think part 3 will come out by the time they've finished adapting part 2.
Yeah, because pretty much they're probably going to film part 2 back to back. Both seasons.
Undoubtedly. Yeah.
Theoretically, it'll save them money and everything like that. It'll be a long ass shoot. You're probably looking at an 8-9 month shoot and everything, if not longer. I'm pretty sure the shoot for the first part was long, but COVID and everything like that. COVID's still happening. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen. The staff in my mind has COVID right now.
So
he is not happy right
that
now.
totally reminds me. So I was at the bus stop today because I went into town, and like loads of people start getting off of the bus, and I'm listening to an audiobook. So I'm listening to an audiobook. I finally spent an Audible credit.
I'm fascinated by that. How are you enjoying that?
It was interesting at first, but yeah, I'm getting into it. Like the narration's good, which helps.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, that does help. Yes.
I used to have Star Trek audiobooks on cassette tapes when I was a kid. They weren't mine; they were my dad's.
And you nicked them.
Absolutely. But they had all these weird sci-fi noises in the background, and they used to scare me when I was a kid.
Star Wars does that.
Yeah.
The Star Wars audibles do that, and I think that's really good. So does the Alien ones. The Alien audibles do that as well, because you obviously hear the hissing sounds and everything that from the aliens. It's really, really good.
But the story of Silent, then some old guy walked past me and just like looked because I'm wearing a mask, and like he just walked past me and he goes, "You should wear that on your head for all the good it's doing you." And I just looked, yeah, and I just rolled my eyes at him as he walked past. I was like, if I wanted your opinion, I would have asked for it. And like I heard him over the book, and I was just like, what the? Okay, thanks. It's not even the first time I've been hassled out in public for wearing a mask. It's wild.
Yeah, sadly, it's just one of those things that sadly is happening.
Just like
people want to be pathetic.
Give me.
Wear a mask. Let people wear a mask.
give me goddess, whoever's up there. Can you give me some of this unearned confidence, please? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Stole all my confidence and gave it to mediocre white men. I'll never forgive them for that. But yeah, no, I'm listening to a Halo novel.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of them for a while, but they're hard to get a hold of, like this specific trilogy. So as a Prime member, obviously you get the trial, and I've got 2 credits instead of 1. So I bought the first 2 in the trilogy, and then I'll just pay the subscription next month and get the 3rd one. But it's good. I also bought an actual physical book, which is Laura Kate Dale's and Jane Aerith Magnet's book, Who Hunts the Whale. I'm looking forward to reading it. A satirical novel set in the exploitative world of big budget game development.
Nice. Is there an audible version of that?
I don't know.
I know you have two Jason's books, I believe, on Audible, but I've never got around to watching them.
I own one of Jason's books.
I just used the credit, and I was just like,
yeah, because you get a credit, so you just go, yeah, all right.
Basically, yeah.
That's how I did it. I was on Amazon, and I was like looking at the ridiculous paperback price of this Halo novel, but it's got all the different options, and one of them was like, listen, free on Audible. So I just went, you know what? I will. It's going to cost me nothing. So I'll do that. And I'm like 2 hours in. I like that it tells you how long it's going to last. That's nice.
Yeah. That's really kind of, yeah.
But yeah, no. I've got one of Jason's books on Kindle. I was sure it was years ago. It was when it first came out, his first book. And I was showing my mom how to order books for a Kindle. Because she's got a Kindle tablet. So I was showing her how easy it was to do it. And it was so easy, I accidentally bought the book and went, well, guess I'm reading that now. Because I didn't realize, because, like when you buy something off of Amazon, and you have to go through several stages when you click buy.
Yeah.
But for books on Kindle, it's one button. Once you click that buy button, it just buys the book. And I just went, oh. Oops.
This is how it works. Oh no.
It's that easy. I totally meant to do that. It's a good book though.
It's all that matters, isn't it? You get a good book out of it.
I got a good book out of it. I've got a lot of good books out of it. Got this book, I've got an audio book, I've got books fucking all over the place.
Yeah. Like I listened to on Audible the Console Wars book. That was really good. Like,
It's a very good book.
really,
Yeah.
really good. I really enjoyed that. I've got a couple of the Expanse books on Audible. My boss at this moment, when he goes for like a walk before during a break, he listens to them and everything. He says he's really enjoying them. I was thinking, I really need to possibly go back to my Audibles. But I'm just thinking, do I really want to go back to Audible? I enjoyed Audible. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm humming and hawing, and then when I hum and haw right now, I'm just like, no, don't. You're humming and hawing. You are very indecisive. Don't do anything. Don't buy it or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time. Until I'm fully 100% committed to it, it's
Yeah. I mean, for me, part of it was, hey, I travel around a lot on buses. Might as well have something to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that's where I came down on it. Because I get mad at myself all the time because I subscribe to YouTube Premium. And I get mad at myself all the time because I'm like, I'm not listening to enough music to justify having a YouTube music account. Like, I'm paying £11.99 a month. And then without, like, dipshit brain doesn't engage and go, you're also watching about 100 hours of YouTube content ad-free every month. Like, if I never listened to another song on YouTube Music, I'd still be getting more than my money's worth out of YouTube.
Wowzers.
But it's creating that, like, false equivalence in my brain where it's like, you don't listen to enough music, you should cancel the subscription. No, you idiot.
No, that's not how the flow.
You get no adverts on YouTube. Trust me. You can't go back. Once you've experienced YouTube ad-free, it's impossible to go back.
It really is impossible because I've got a YouTube account at work because obviously I have a Google account with my work account, and all of it's with YouTube ads, and I'm sick of the fucking YouTube ads. I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'd be okay if I could just guarantee me to allow me to skip.
Yeah.
Within 5 seconds, I'll be fine with that. Nah, some of them are like until the end of it, and some of these ain't 10 seconds long.
I ain't got time for that. I was right in the middle of something.
Right, some of these 30 fucking second adverts, man. Like, fuck off.
Oh, I'm done with adverts. Like, absolutely, 100% never. If I can get through the rest of my life without adverts, I'll be fine.
Be pretty good, that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Except on Twitter, Elon's never getting my money. I just block all the adverts on Twitter. Oh, an advert. Block. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, so I'm listening to Halo Glasslands. It's called.
Very good.
It's very interesting. It's set after Halo 3, and it's about a government black ops organization creating instability in a foreign power. Not really based on any real life things that I could think of.
Not at all. Not at all.
No, I've never heard of that happening in real life.
Who's that?
Should we join the podcast?
Why not?
I mean, this is the podcast. See, my brain's doing that thing again. Like, this is still part of the podcast. The beginning of the podcast is still the podcast.
People haven't told us to shut up yet, so.
No, people have encouraged us. No one should ever encourage us.
Never encourage us. Jesus. Don't do this. I'm telling you right now, eventually this will change from the Words About Games to the Words About Picard. If Amy has any way.
I think I have done a very admirable job of keeping a lid on it on this podcast. You know this because of the hours of time we've spent talking about it.
I know.
I convinced 2 people the other day to watch it. One of them doesn't even watch Star Trek.
Sounds about right.
But video games. So many. You wanted to talk about... Oh, you brought it up, and I said it was a good idea.
There's nothing to talk about.
Slow News Week, right? Imagine if someone here had finished their 100-hour JRPG in time for this podcast. That would have been...
You've completed that?
No, but that would have been really helpful.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. And then I could have just chilled for half an hour.
face mask, cucumbers,
Yeah.
pop
Put
in
an audible on.
an audiobook. Do we need mid-console generation upgrades? Mid-generation oh fucking hell. Do we need mid-generation console upgrades? So this is about there's a thing, leak, and I use the word leak very heavily. About the PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yes.
Now we've been Switch Pro. There's been a fight on this podcast between me and hypothetical imaginary versions of game journalists for the last several years, but we're here again. Yeah, the rumor, as it goes, from the serial guesser account Insider Gaming, he doesn't really leak stuff so much; he just makes obvious guesses and gets them right. Is that the PS5 Pro is due currently to be launched in 2024? That's the rumor. So we thought we'd have a discussion about all these things, even like setting aside the fact that we know that that console manufacturers make these things to make more money. Like, why does it exist? Money. Right. Let's set that aside for a fact. Like, why? Like, do these things serve a useful purpose? I guess would be the first sort of question.
Depends who it serves the purpose for. I think if it does, I think it'll probably serve the purpose to the developers. To the customer, no.
You're not wrong. Hey, it'll give developers even more things to complain about. Like that one guy who was like, the Xbox Series S is holding gaming back. But yeah, sorry.
That is an interesting take.
Very forced segue.
Very forced segue. There's no doubt about that.
To a podcast topic of months ago.
Yeah,
Welcome to the inner workings of my brain. I held a book up. I'm going to put this out of reach because otherwise it's just going to be...
Yeah.
Go over there.
That guy's take was very stupid, I'll just say that right now. Very, very stupid. The thing is, out of anybody... I'll state this right now. Anyone who's holding anything back, holding games back, I'll say this right now. Nintendo fans, you ain't not going to like what I'm going to say here, but it's the Switch. It's the fucking Switch. I can guarantee you, it is the Switch that is holding things back. It may be one of the best-selling consoles of all time, but that fucker is holding things back so badly. There's a reason why Zelda's been delayed for 2 extra years. And it isn't because they haven't got it ready. Or anything like that.
Because they ran out of furniture polish.
Basically, yeah. Developers wise, yes. I think it'll be something that'll be really, really wanted and called upon by developers in the future. My thing is probably, is it too early? Is 2024 too early? And my thing, I would say, is probably yes. Like, but then I think about it, like, how far we're into the PS4?
I mean, by 2024, PS5, assuming it comes out at the end of the year. 4 years.
That came out
2020.
2020, didn't it? Yeah, 2020, yeah. So, yeah, it still seems like we're in the beginning of these guys' life cycle, really.
I think there's a couple of reasons for that.
Go on.
Sorry, no, finish your point.
No. I was going to say what you've put in. Are we going to have a longer generation? I don't think it's because of the chip shortage. I think it's because I think we've hit the level of graphical fidelity when it comes to the graphic cards and everything like that. I think we've basically peaked. They can make them more powerful and everything like that, and probably help make it a little bit more smoother and whatnot. But other than that, I think everything is basically hitting peak levels of for the visuals and everything like that. So for me, it's now going to be more refinement. What extra could we get into these consoles that will help smooth the ride, the development ride for the developers and everything like that? And what can we put in for the customers who will want this type of thing or whatnot? But that's how I can see it probably happening. But I don't know. I've wambled. You go wambling.
I just had a flashback when you said what the customers want. I had a flashback to that weird couple of weeks when everybody was complaining that the Xbox Series consoles wouldn't have USB-C ports, and I was like, why the fuck would you want a USB-C port? That doesn't make any sense.
The argument was because that's what everybody is using right now.
Yeah. At this end.
Good
Not at the other end.
I said to them when I said what I said to them, I'll say the same thing as what I said to them now. Then you're fucking idiots.
Yeah, it feels like we're closer to the beginning of the generation than we are, because obviously it was extra difficult to get one of the two new consoles for a while, like quite a while. Like you expect it for a few months when a console comes out, not for a couple of years. And I think the other reason is we haven't, probably as a knock-on effect of how difficult the consoles have been to get for PlayStation, specifically, like we haven't really gotten that many true current generation games, right? Like most of the games that have come out on PlayStation are PS4 games and PS5 games, and that, like, it doesn't bother me. So, like, don't take what I'm about to say as like, oh, Amy's mad about this. It's like that does hold things back a lot, right? Because when you make features for a console, you can't utilize those features properly unless your games were only releasing on that console. Like Ratchet and Clank was only on PS5 because it was using the SSD for its like going through portals instantaneously technology, and you couldn't do that on a PS4.
Wasn't Demon Souls as well? Just PS5?
Demon Souls was just PS5. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was any technical reason for that other than just why not? It's a launch title. I'm sure when Bluepoint were developing the game, I'm sure no one at Bluepoint or Sony was anticipating people not being able to get PS5s for 2 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's I think also what I think we've got to take into consideration right now is obviously the inflation and everything like that, what's going on in the world and whatnot. I think that's going to be something that probably is going to slow people from going down to go buy a console, going out and buying one of the big consoles, going out and even invested in like some of the games and whatnot.
Definitely, especially with them getting more expensive.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It is definitely one of those things. Like right now, like buying a game wise, it's cheaper on PC. But the worst thing about PC is that if you want a decent PC, you're looking to spend triple of what you would buy for a console.
This is consoles. It's like the PC game buy-in price is like this, but the actual like buy-in for the hardware is like fucking.
Yeah, that's the worst thing of it. Like I've been looking to upgrade my PC and everything because I wanted a new PC, and I think obviously I'm going to be potentially working more from work now because I really enjoyed working from home today. I'm not gonna lie, thinking that I got that extra hour in bed just rolled out.
What should I wear for work today? Pajamas. Pajamas sounds good.
What I've got on now, sweet. Basically, but no, yeah, it was. It's going to be a very interesting thing. So it's a very interesting topic, no doubt about it, because like my question will be, how many mid-generations will we get for this? Like, I think this, what you said, will go longer. I think this will not be a 7-year cycle or 7-8 year cycle, whatever. I think this theoretically could go to probably 2030 when it comes to the next generation. Hell, I could be speaking right out of my freaking ass here, and we could hear something next week. PlayStation 6, 2024. It's not the Pro, it's actually the PlayStation 6. I'm like, wait, what?
Just doing what Nintendo did, right? Just writing that one off, starting again.
Why are you writing this one off? It's going well. You freaking idiots. Jim Ryan!
Jim! But, God damn it, Jimothy. But, no, like, yeah, so the previous console cycle, PS4, Xbox One, was 7 years. So, yeah, it was 2013 to 2020. Yeah. I know that because I have a thing that says I played PS4 first at Eurogamer Expo 2013. It's right there.
Not jealous.
No, not at all. I played Knack. Knack and Drive Club.
Oh, fucking I remember Drive Club.
Yeah, it was a big hype. God. It was the show. Knack wasn't so hyped, but Drive Club was. Killzone. I played Killzone Shadowfall as well, which also wasn't great.
Yeah, it was a weird game, that one, for me, because I was like, wait, you guys have got Gran Turismo. Why are you bringing another Drive Club?
But we're bringing out Drive Club. Drive Club. But yeah, no. So 7 years for the PS4 and the Xbox One. I played Rise Son of Rome on Xbox One just for balance. Like, my first experience of an Xbox One was Rise Son of Rome. Yeah.
Oof. I'm sorry, people. Anyone who says that's a good game, you're fucking blind. These are my glasses. Take them.
But if it was 7 years, you'd be looking at 2027, right? Like, I think it'll go longer. It's done it before. The PS3 generation, PS3, Xbox 360 generation was longer than usual. I don't remember if there was like specific reasons for that or not.
I think a lot of people, I think analysts came out and said that was because of the financial crisis. Why it was extended.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of cost these companies money to make consoles, right?
Yeah.
There's an R&D department at both of these places right now researching the next console.
Yeah, we know this.
It costs money though. But yeah, I think you could see it go 10 years. Like, when you said 2030, my mind just melted down where I was like, that's fucking ages. And I was like, no, that'd just be 10 years. That would be the same as the last time we had an extended one. So yeah, I could see that.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, I think, and you also got to remember there was like 3 different PlayStation iterations in there. There was the big beefy PlayStation 3, the big beefy boy. Then they slimmed it down, and then they slimmed it down even more.
Slimmed it down too far.
It worked. It still worked. It worked.
It did.
Job and everything, but yeah,
I mean, the PS3 had its own problems. Let's be fair.
That's true. Like, they got there in the end.
No, not that. I just mean the cell processing.
Oh god, yeah.
I love like listening to or watching developers talk about trying to make a game for the PS3.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a reason why you have to cloud stream all of your backwards compatible PS3 games on PS5. That thing was a nightmare.
Put a cell processor back into their consoles.
That was a nightmare.
Well away from that fucker. Like, when Mark Cerny's literally cheered when he says this has not got a cell processor in when they revealed the PS4.
It's like,
yes!
thank fuck. But yeah, no, that's cool. It brings up an interesting point, which is like the discourse around like mid-generation upgrades really only started when the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X rocked up on the scene. But really, like, there's always been revisions of hardware, right? Like the Nintendo DS went through like 4 different iterations. The Xbox 360 had different models at launch. There was the core and the arcade,
premium, and arcade,
and then they brought out the black one, the Elite, later on in the generation. Like PS1, I saw one today. Like the PS1 had the mini version, the PS1 mini, and there was also the PS1 with a little TV screen attached to it. wasn't portable, but it had its own TV. I remember you used to be able to buy a Sony TV where the TV stand was a PlayStation 2.
Respect.
That was a thing that actually happened. So like, yeah, it's always been a thing.
Yeah,
I guess
Xbox went through many iterations last generation. The VHS, the actual console-looking one, and then the powerful console-looking one.
Yeah, the world's most powerful console. You're not going to believe all the pixels we're going to get on screen, the same amount as the PlayStation. What are you talking about? So yeah, like, I mean, I don't like, they annoy me a little bit, like mid-generation console upgrades, but it's a lot like when we were talking about The Last of Us Part 1 last year, and I went, I mean, it kind of annoys me a little bit, but not to the degree where I care in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, completely understandable. Like, this is a thing that's going to happen. There's no doubt about that. The PlayStation 5 will get a new version of it. The Xbox Series will get a new version of it. But also on top of this, you should also think of it this way: the older versions will go cheaper in price and might become more affordable for you. Don't be surprised if the Series S go. What is it now? What, £300?
£250. So it'll go up, and then it'll come back down again. What are they going to call the next one? The series, because you get the Series S, the Series X.
XL, the XL version.
It's not my guess then.
Or what you said, the XXX version.
Oh
Triple
yeah,
X version.
Oh yeah, Series XXX. Yeah, I might have got very sarcastic in the show notes, as I am wont to do.
As you always do, Amy. If there isn't sarcasm in your show notes, then I'm thinking it's a bad day.
She's had a bad day. She's had a bad day. I need to ease off.
Just chill.
And just be chill today. You'd be right. Yeah, no. I think they're gonna happen. Like they always happen. But what's funny is like I came at this podcast going, maybe they won't happen because of X, Y, and Z. And then as we've discussed it, and discussed it in the context of the history of video games, I've gone, no, it's definitely going to happen because it's always happened. That's what I like about these discussions. It's like, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's whenever they happen, they happen. And it'll be good for consumers who might be able to then afford the old versions. And then that's the only real upside to when it comes to a new mid console version, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it makes it cheaper for people who have not been able to get one yet. Because like PS5, she's a beaut. I think she really plays really well, and so does the Xbox Series X. I know you've got the S, and it's
I do. It's
F1.
fine.
Who I've never heard a single person complain about the S whatsoever.
I've never had a problem.
It's perfect. It's my boss has one. He says he literally uses it for one thing. He doesn't buy games. It's Game Pass and Game Pass only.
It's a Game Pass box.
It works a treat for everyone who gets it, and that's all it is. That's all it is. That's great.
Yeah, it's a Game Pass box, like the series. That's all the Series S is for me. It's the thing I download my Game Pass games onto. Like we talked about this not even that long ago, where I said like if I could have gotten away with just having a PC, I probably would have. But obviously, the expense compared to £250 for a console, it just made sense to get the console. And the PS5's great. I turn it on at least once every 6 months. So that's good. I don't know what it is about PS5. I just barely use it anymore. Like I don't even know if I've ever been like a regular PS5 user. Like I'm not
PS4 user.
I'm not dissing the PS5 at all. Like I was and then I wasn't because I was on an Xbox podcast and I was shouted out a lot. Well, I did because I was capturing footage for reviews and all my footage be PlayStation footage, so I could shout it out a lot. And then when I wasn't on there, I was back on my PS4, and I don't know what I use. I think it's just an even split of all four of them at this point. I don't think I use one thing over another. Like at the moment, I'm using my Switch a lot, but that's because I'm playing Octopath Traveler and I've got Metroid. Next week, I'm going to be playing at least 2 games on my PlayStation 5, so. Because it's the only one with a disc. Can't rent games on my Xbox, so all my third parties come on PS5. But yeah, I won't be getting PS5 Pro. I never got a PS4 Pro.
No, I didn't either, so.
I got an Xbox One X, but that was because my Xbox One launch edition with Kinect was making funny noises when I turned it on.
That's fair. When it makes funny noises, that's when you start going.
I was like, there's this new one. Maybe I should just get this. I had about 7. I know that's an exaggeration. I had about 3 or 4 Xbox 360s though. None by choice. I never upgraded mid-generation by choice. They just kept breaking. I was playing one of them. I was playing Tomb Raider. One of the Tomb Raider games on Xbox 360, and I did this. You do this intricate puzzle where there's like a kraken or something in the water, and you drop a stalagmite on it. And just as the stalagmite made contact and there was the big bang, I got the yellow lights on my Xbox. Died. I killed not only the kraken, but my Xbox. And then and then I may or may not have taken it to a shop that didn't check its trade-ins and trade it in for a new one. But I can neither confirm nor deny that happened.
It's just their fear. If they don't look, they don't look.
If they didn't check, they didn't check. It's not my problem.
Not your problem at all, Amy. Not your problem.
I wasn't mentioning Xbox before because, like, the reason it doesn't feel like as long as since the Xbox came out is because they've barely released any games in the last 2 years, 3 years, 2 years. They're getting there. They're getting there.
They're getting there. They are getting there. Eventually, they will get there. It's just when.
Who knows? Every Xbox exclusive that's come out in the last 2 years has been, and now it starts, and then it never started. Halo came out. Okay, now we're going to start getting games. Didn't happen. Starfield's going to come out. Now we're going to start. It's not. You're almost, but not quite. You're almost there, but not quite. Give it 10 years. We'll be drowning in Xbox games. We look back on this period when we had enough time to play Xbox games fondly. It's like, fucking, I can't. Like, I got to play Halo before Elder Scrolls comes out next week. Then Gears 6 is 2 days later. Xbox, stop! You own 50 studios. You're releasing a new game every week.
Well, the aim is like to drop one every like 4 months, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the aim. I don't know whether they said that or we just kind of thought that would work. Assumed it, where it's like drop big game every quarter. Because that's a good plan, especially with the Game Pass, right?
Definitely, that is a good plan. No doubt about that. With the amount of studios they're potentially going to have.
Yeah.
They should be able to pull that off theoretically.
Yeah, they should. Theoretically. Theory isn't lining up with reality at the moment. They should theoretically be able to pull something like that off now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But I don't want to rag on them too hard.
Yeah. We'll rag on them after the E3 if they haven't done anything good.
Where's Hollow Knight, Xbox? You said it was going to be by June. It's nearly June. Where the fuck is it?
I'm telling you now, they could have dropped it day and day.
I'm out. I'm gone. Your Xbox is going to be my Xbox.
Moody, I'm using your Halo X.
The power of the X. In the palm of my hand.
You're just going to see it just walk by. Say, wait, where you go? Why are you taking my console? Amy, that's my console. What, Amy?
Just in the background.
No TV in your room.
In the background, just keep streaming. It's fine.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Shh. Look, Dino Crisis.
Oh, to segue, because I guess we're done with this topic. To segue, before we do Indie Game of the Week, I was playing Dino Crisis the other day.
Are you telling me this now?
Yeah, I am.
Why did you not stream it?
No, I didn't stream it. No, it's for something else. I'm making a video.
Oh, you
Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis is a part of that video. So like, obviously, I'm still working on the Mass Effect video, and I was talking about to you, and in an essay that remains unpublished currently, that I had a lot of ideas for like smaller videos.
Yes.
Smaller. It was a good joke. The video topic.
Smaller.
The video topic. I mean, it's smaller than the Mass Effect video is going to be, but it's not small. The topic that I chose, I had a whole thing, and I wrote a bunch of like outlines, and I was like, "Cool, I'm going to read." And then, as I was like doing my research of like reading about the topic at hand, a trap door opened underneath me, and I fell into a rabbit hole.
Sounds like something that happens to you, I mean.
Happens to me frequently. But yeah, so I was capturing footage of Dino Crisis.
Interesting.
amongst other games. That was fun. That was interesting. I haven't played Dino Crisis for 20 years.
Okay.
That's all I'll say on the podcast. But you can ask me about it afterwards if you want. But I don't know. You said Dino Crisis, and I was just like, I literally made the joke. I'm literally make a joke in the video script, the part that I've written so far, that like I don't know whether Dino Crisis was popular or whether I just think it was because Moody never shuts up about it. It is. It's a joke.
No, well, when I played it, didn't have internet, didn't know anything about it or anything like that. I just saw my friends were playing it. We played it, enjoyed it. I remember enjoying it, having
it's a good time.
it. But when it comes to like knowing the gauge of did it sell well, was it popular or anything like that, I have no fucking idea. No idea. Not a clue.
People still talk about it, so
Sweet.
not just you.
Are they like me screaming
Yes.
at Capcom to make a remake?
Yeah. Every state of play. It's not even a fucking Sony game, but every state of play, you know, there'll be Dino Crisis discourse.
The worst thing is, they literally cockblocked us, last year, 2 years ago? Or whatever.
That was funny. That Exo Primal, I think it was called. The dinosaur game.
It's like... They had the wrong effect for you, Capcom, because that game was not trending. It was Dino
Crisis started trending.
I remember, because that's when I was still on Twitter. Dino Crisis was fucking trending. And it was more bitching about that you've literally cock-blocked us all.
Well, because it was that roller coaster of, is this Dino Crisis? And then, oh my god, that's Regina, because they got the character in that game that looks exactly like Regina from Dino Crisis. To, it's not Dino Crisis. What the fuck? That was the 2 minutes. Was that not a Capcom spotlight? I don't think that was a state of play. I think that was a Capcom thing.
I don't think it was a Capcom thing. I think
maybe I might be.
It might have been a Capcom thing. If not, it was probably a stupid Keeley thing.
Because I know Capcom spotlights have been pretty good as well. Like since they started doing them, they've been pretty good. They released the Resident Evil 4 demo. I'm not touching it. It's too close to release. I'm not playing a demo.
Oh, yeah, no point. Yeah. Same as me. I'm just like, not touching it.
It's coming out next week.
I haven't touched any game right now.
I'm just playing Octopath. It's good because I didn't get to season. I want us to get to it at the same time. I'm still playing Octopath Traveler. 45 hours.
Okay, I'll finish it in like 4 months, and then I'll give you the signal.
I might have finished Octopath by then. Maybe I don't think this game has an ending.
Oh no, Amy, what are you gonna do?
I'm playing it forever. But I've been playing Dino Crisis.
Sweet.
That's my teaser for the week.
Sweet. Indie Game of the Week, Amy.
I had a lot of fun with this one. So this week's Indie Game of the Week, because as you all know, we do Indie Game of the Week every week, where we talk about a cool looking upcoming indie game. And recently I'm saying we and I interchangeably, I've started doing a thing where we're doing Indie Games of the Week based on demos that I play every week. So this week's Indie Game of the Week is Amanda the Adventurer, and I'll read a little bit of the Steam store description. Join Amanda and her pal Wooly on a series of adventures as they explore and learn about our wonderful world. With several new play-along, laugh-along, learn-along episodes, there's always fun to be had. Just make sure to do everything Amanda says, or she might get angry. So Amanda the Adventurer is a horror game.
Sweet.
I'm throwing that out there right now. The game throws it out there right now. The demo was only about 10 minutes long. Probably not even 10 minutes. And the premise of the game seems to be, like, do you know, like, those old internet creepypastas where it was like the lost episode of such and such, or like, hey, do you remember this TV show we used to watch when we were kids that people did say didn't exist, and it had all this fucked up shit in it? That's basically what Amanda the Adventurer seems to be. Like, you start off in like an attic, and it's like got this like escape room vibe where it's like there's definitely puzzles everywhere. Like there's a clock you can interact with, and like a thing you can do, and like there's there's like a lock on a chest and a combination lock and stuff. But there's a TV, like an old TV with a tape next to it. And so you pop the videotape in, and it's this episode of Amanda the Adventurer, and it's this like kid who's like probably like 8, 10, I don't know anything about children, and a sheep, and it's like a kid's show, and it's like, hey, I'm Amanda, and I'm Wooly, and it's like, today we're going to learn how to bake a pie, and then it's like, what do you need? It's like, oh, we need to chop these apples. What do you need to chop the apples? And it's like, it prompts you to type in words. It's like, you need a knife. And then this kid's going, that's right, you need a sharp knife. And the sheep's going, I don't think this is very safe, Amanda. Because it's a kid unsupervised with a knife. And you can see where the mood's gone and the tone's gone and stuff. And like, yeah, you start messing around with it. And like, if you start doing things wrong, it'll be like, oh, we need sugar. Where do we keep sugar? Do we keep it in the refrigerator, in the sink, or in the pantry? And it's like, if you start clicking on the wrong things on purpose, like, the kid starts getting angry. Like really angry, like this kid's a demon. I'm calling it now. But it starts getting like fucked up, and there's lots of like fucked up visuals and stuff. Like you make a pie in the room, like that's the puzzle, right? It's like it goes through steps where it's like, set the oven at this temperature and put it in for this long, and then you go, oh, okay, and then there's an oven in the attic, and you chuck all the stuff in and you set it to the things, and then a videotape is in there, and then you put the next videotape in, and it's even more disturbing than the previous one, but very like subtly disturbing. That gets more disturbing as time goes on, and it's like, I'm really interested in this. It looks like it's like really fucked up psychological horror, and the fact that the central sort of thing is like a kid's show just makes it even better. She gets real angry, man.
I just realized I was muted there.
Amanda gets very angry. Wooly, I don't like Wooly's. Wooly's just great because it's just like the whole time he's just interjecting with like Amanda will be like, "Hey, we have to preheat the oven to 420 degrees Fahrenheit," and Wooly's just like, "I don't think we should be doing this unsupervised." It's like Wooly's the straight guy character. It's like, I don't think this isn't a good idea. There's one part where she goes, "What's your favorite pie?" Because Wooly's a sheep, and she'll ask you. I guess
that was the generic name.
She'll ask you like, "What's your favorite kind of pie?" And you can type mutton. And Wooly has a reaction of that because you're basically saying, "I would eat you if I had the chance." It's fun. It's being developed by Mangled More Games, published by DreadXP, and it's coming spring 2023 to PC via Steam. There's a link in the description of the video. You should go check it out. Go wishlist it. Hell, go play the demo. It'll take you less than 10 minutes of your life. It's kind of fun. Looking forward to it.
Sweetness.
Yeah. It makes me think of it being a good game to stream, just because I think it'd be really funny if you've got a twisted sense of humor and are prone to getting scared. And I have both of those things. Yeah, it's a horror game. I'm sure it's like something's coming for you, Moody. I'm sure something's coming for you.
Yeah, I saw the final picture on it. I was thinking, is that a liquor?
I love those things. Definitely need more of those in my video game life.
Yeah.
All right, Moody. Let's get on with the second half of the podcast. Still titled Table of Contents. I'm never changing it.
We need to change it.
I'm never changing it. You figure out a name. It's your part of the podcast.
Yeah. Moody's time to shine.
Well, Moody.
I'm changing it right now.
I'm changing it right now. Moody's time to shine. Well, Moody, it's your time to shine. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Working title. You know how long it takes me to change things. Where are we going?
You know what?
What? What do I know?
Let's start the 2 NFT stories. Let's go in. Let's go all in. I don't care which one you pick. You
2
dealer's choice for that
NFT
one.
stories.
The
We'll
two
do the
NFT
one that's going to
stories.
break your heart the least, and then we'll talk about
Okay.
the more heartbreaking
That's
one
fair.
after.
That's
We'll
fair.
let ramp up to it. Square Enix shows a trailer for Symbiogenesis NFT game. Says it'll have 10,000 characters. This is from Chris Scullion over at VGC. He writes, Square Enix has released a teaser trailer for Symbiogenesis, as well as more information on the controversial game. I just realized I need to zoom in. I can't read this properly. It's quite far away, like from where I'm sitting. I was like, Symbiogenesis is the publisher's first attempt to make a game using NFTs and blockchain technology, something that continues to divide players. NFTs are unique, non-interchangeable units of data stored on a blockchain, a form of digital ledger, which effectively allow users to buy and sell digital products like in-game items or artwork. According to new information provided by Square Enix, Symbiogenesis is described as, quote, narrative unlocked NFT entertainment, end quote. Hold on. Doing a
Did you
fake.
just throw up?
I did throw up, yeah. Very messy. The company says...
Is it clean?
Yeah, I'll do it later. I'll do it when we forgot to take a break. I'll do it after. The company says the game is, quote, a completely new form of NFT-based entertainment where 10,000 collectible artworks meet real game utility, end quote. Square Enix claims that the 10,000 NFT characters that will be made available will have a unique design with various races and professions, along with images that can be used as social media profile pictures. The 10,000 characters will be sold as each chapter of the game is revealed, of which Square Enix says there will be 6. It also says players will, quote, progress through the main story and missions while also unlocking the stories held by the characters, find the items hidden throughout the floating continent, and determine the ending of the story by participating in the world mission where the ultimate choice will be made. End quote. This sounds great.
It sounds like a failure waiting to happen. That's what it sounds like.
What's your player count going to be, Square Enix? What's that? 10,000. Oh, okay. And you thought Guardians of the Galaxy didn't meet expectations.
Yeah, it's yeah. This is I'm just gonna say this right now. This is gonna crash and burn right in their face, just like it has every single time they've tried to do this, and whatnot. So Square Enix, good luck.
Like,
you're gonna be bought by someone soon if you keep crashing and burn. You just keep on lowering your stock price even lower for people. That's what's gonna happen eventually, and you're gonna have no choice to get the fuck out of here and allow someone to take over from you.
They've explained how the game works, and yet I still don't know how the game works. So it's like, are only 10,000 people going to be able to play this game? Because the idea of NFTs, right, is that they're all unique. So it's going to have 10,000 characters, which seems like a lot for an RPG. Like, I'm struggling to juggle 8 in Octopath Traveler. But, so, like, how do you play it? Say if for some reason I decided to play Symbiogenesis, I'm not buying a fucking NFT. How do I play the game? Do I get to play the game? Like, what characters do I use? Like, am I going to have to, like, rent them from people who bought the NFTs? Is this some kind of Ponzi scheme? I mean, I know it is. It's a pyramid scheme. It's an NFT. That's what they are. But, like, how does it work? And just functionally, like, what kind of game is it? Like, how do the characters interact with the game world and to tell a story? Like, this is even just leaving aside the fundamental flaws that, like, you're just making a worse version of an RPG on purpose.
They don't care. They're doing it for what they think this is going to be. They think this is going to be the thing that's going to make them more and more rich.
Well, how much are these NFTs going to cost to cover the costs of making a video game?
No idea.
How do you make 10,000 unique characters? You know?
I don't know. Also, there's something very funny to me though. What was in the article? Like a guy, the person who wrote Chris Scovelgan, saying that the NFT divides the gamers and all like that. I say that this is the people who it divides. It divides the So this is what the divide. So if you're already rich through buying by being a streamer or content creator or something like that, you've gone all in gone all in on NFTs, thinking you can make even more of a quick buck. And the other side, which is the right side, which you do not support NFTs, those are the other people. That's the divide. The small amount of rich content creators, twats out there, basically, and the rest of the gaming verse. That is the divide. Fuck fuck those idiots, and everything like that. Like, it's gonna blow up in all their faces, and it deserves.
But this is the thing with NFTs in general. It's just like it's a problem that's looking for a it's a solution that's looking for a problem, and the problem doesn't exist. It's like, oh, we can make an NFT narrative experience, but why though? You just make a narrative experience. You're actually really good at it. Octopath Traveler 2 is really good. Final Fantasy VII Remake is really good. Like, you've proven you could do this. NFT game doesn't make any sense. We talked about it, was it last week when we talked about Dr. Disrespect's game? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're not making any sense, Square. Blink twice if you're being held hostage. We can help you. We'll get Sony. We'll send them in. They're close by, right? Just fucking get Shuhei Yoshida to assemble the Sony SWAT team. Just go. I don't know, man. Like, basic questions, right? Like, you know when you see a shit game reveal, probably Jeff Keighley's thing, and you're like, I don't know anything about this game. But then, like, you can go and the developer will explain in ways that you can understand how this game works. Yeah. Whereas with an NFT game, you go for the explanation and you get even more confused because you're just like, this doesn't make sense. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like when, I think it was at Jeff Keighley's place last year, where one of them was an NFT.
One of them was an NFT game. Yeah, that's right.
Flat as a fart. It landed flat.
Well, everyone looked and said it looks interesting, but I don't know what it is. And then you find out
it's an NFT game, and you just go, wah, wah, wah.
Keep your yeah.
It's shit. It sucks. And Square Enix, you want to continue to hurt yourself, you keep on doing that.
What's the thing? You can tell because the only thing we know about Symbiogenesis is 10,000 characters, NFTs, story, setting, premise. Themes? No, non-existent.
Money?
You're going to be but don't worry, guys. You're going to be able to spend $10,000 on a piece of code that someone will steal from you.
Yeah.
Because that's how NFTs work.
Yep.
Speaking of NFTs, sorry, Moody. I'm so sorry, Moody. I'm so sorry. The Pokemon Company is hiring NFT experts. Fans terrified. This is from Rhiannon Beavan over at The Gamer, who writes, NFTs seem like a dying trend, but the Pokemon Company doesn't think so. According to a new job listing, the studio is looking for a corporate-level developer with NFT, Web3, and Metaverse experience, terrifying fans that were about to get the Pokemon announcement of our nightmares. In the job advertisement, the Pokemon Company makes it clear that it's looking for applicants with, quote, a deep knowledge and understanding of Web3, including blockchain technologies and NFT and/or Metaverse, end quote. This strongly suggests that the Pokemon Company has some kind of plans for a Pokemon NFT Metaverse project, despite a pretty negative response to most game companies taking these sorts of ventures so far. I've got thoughts, but I'm gonna let you go first, obviously.
So I didn't know about this until I saw the show notes. Because obviously I'm not on social and that, so I don't really keep my ear to the internet
to the ground
as much as I used to. Yeah, to the ground basically. I'm dazzled. This is not a surprise one bit. It's not a fucking surprise one bit whatsoever. As much as I love Pokemon and everything like that, like as you can fucking see, Bulbasaur right here. Bulbasaur.
Hold on, if I cover it up, no one will.
Bulbasaur.
If I cover it all up, no one will know. No one will know.
Bulbasaur. Right there.
So what you're saying is, when they bring out a Bulbasaur NFT,
No, I'm not.
I
I'm
know,
not
I
doing
know.
that. But no, it's not a surprise. Like they released 2 mediocre games last year. Well, actually, it was 1 game, but 2 versions of it in Violet and Scarlet, which was an absolute broken mess. I don't even know if it's still been fixed or anything like that. I haven't even gone back to even have a look yet. But they made millions and millions and millions of dollars of that game, where even though it was a broken mess. Yeah, this ain't a surprise.
I did see someone say that actually. It was one of the tweets that I saw about this, which was worded something along the lines of like they have the audacity to release a broken Pokemon game and then move on to this. And I was like, yeah, they do. Because they can do whatever they want.
They think they can, yeah, there's no doubt about that. And basically because of how well Violet and Scarlet have sold, and this was before this has been in the works for a while, let's just be frank here when it comes to this potential NFT thing.
Unfortunately, it makes
Yeah,
so much of a twisted kind of sense, right? It's like digital collectibles, 1,000 Pokemon. You know, like any idiot can see the potential connection there. You just sit here and hope that the Pokemon company don't try and make that connection. But they did. Or they're trying to. Or they're thinking about it. They're going to pay someone to think very hard about it.
Yep. Yeah.
And and the Pokemon it's fine because the Pokemon company is, you know, very well known for taking criticism to heart.
Very well.
Very well.
Very well. Yeah, they know how to take criticism. Very, 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 very.
Again, I'll say it again. It doesn't make any sense. NFTs don't make any sense. Why does this keep happening? Pokemon's a kids game. I know adults do enjoy it, and that's cool.
You know what? That makes it worse, though.
Yeah.
That makes it even more worse. That the Pokemon is more directed aimed at kids and everything like that. So they're going to release NFTs that are going to target kids.
Essentially.
There's no doubt about it. They're going to target kids because it's Pokemon in itself.
Yeah.
So
that's one of the arguments as to why Pokemon hasn't evolved very much in the past 30 years. And you see what I did there. Because it's essentially target audience as kids. So every new generation, like console generation, not Pokemon generation, is targeted at a new group of kids and also the nostalgia of people who really love Pokemon. So yeah, it is incredibly shady that this kids game, not saying that as a pejorative, it is now going to be like, hey, look at these NFTs. Don't you want to buy these NFTs? And like kids are going to want to buy these NFTs.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. When did this release? Did it this week?
This news came out this week.
Yeah.
They obviously haven't hired anyone yet, so
I'm going to state this right now. I guess that we know what Steph Turlin's video is going to be next week.
hopefully.
I'll be very surprised if it isn't.
Fingers crossed.
Bring it on. I love her. Love them to bits. I think they've been absolutely amazing.
And they've been on fire recently as well.
They really have. That video about that one game that we don't want to talk about.
Top tier.
Incredible. Fucking incredible. And I agree what they said at the end. It's arguably one of their best pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably.
Which
is incredible. But, yeah.
But this is terrible. Like, the best you can hope for is a U-turn.
They won't.
They're too strong-headed. It's the thing I've been thinking about Square Enix when they were like, "Oh, we're going to get into it," you know, because you've seen so many companies, come out and say they're going to do it and then back down. You know, Team 17 did it. I'm struggling to think of the others because there were so many. I just remember Team 17 doing it because that was a big surprise. Yeah. But Ubisoft quotes. Remember Ubisoft quotes? I don't even think Ubisoft wants to remember Ubisoft quotes anymore, but I remember everything.
Thing is that they've got it in the background to try again.
Oh, they
They're
will try
stupid
again.
enough to
Like,
try again.
they're watching this because Square Enix and Nintendo, sorry, not Nintendo, Square Enix and the Pokemon Company, I want to make that distinction very clear. Square Enix and the Pokemon Company are fucking really stubborn, and if they can make this stick, Ubisoft will be right back in there with their nonsense. Unfortunately, if Pokemon makes it work, so many other companies are going to follow suit.
Pokemon makes it work. I think Nintendo will go for it.
Yeah, well, they've got a lot. They've got a lot of beloved characters to exploit for profit.
I think they've kept quiet right now, to my knowledge, Nintendo.
I haven't seen Nintendo talk about this.
Yeah, we haven't really seen them, but I think it's more of that. This right now, being smart enough to thinking this is a burning trash fire right now. Let's keep out of the way. But if one thing breaks through, and the worst thing is the fucking Pokemon thing could break through, that's what makes it even more terrifying, really, because it's that popular. I think people completely forget how popular Pokemon is
All the time. All the time. I've had these conversations with people.
It is one of the true transmedias that has truly gone global. Video games, comic books, TV show, films, the whole fucking shebang. They've nailed it. They've nailed it all and had success in all of them. And them to go for this, that's the most scary thing. Now I think about it even more, is that they could fucking succeed. And that's the worst thing.
Mm-hmm. Because the scams will be so much worse. Because if it succeeds, it gets adopted by a lot of people. Like, we can all point and laugh at Ubisoft quotes because, like, no one bought it. So no one really, like, very few people really got scammed. But, like, there's, how many Pokemon are there?
Almost 1,000.
So, yeah, so, like, let's say there's 1,000 Pokemon. That's 1,000 NFTs right there. It's funny to laugh at crypto bros who get their monkeys stolen. But
oh no, there is 1,000. There's 1,015.
Great. But like, it'll be less funny to laugh at the parents of kids who get scammed and lose their Pokemon.
Become addicted, get scammed, lose money. There's parents that they don't realize they're using, just like it is with loot boxes.
Loot boxes.
My brain was like, "What's that thing?" Loot box, and it's good.
God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Loot boxes suck, 100%. But at least there's something in a loot box. A loot box has something. I can't believe NFTs have forced me to do this. Loot boxes are literally the worst.
You should snip this and put it as a thing.
Look, right, this is hard enough as it is, all right? This is causing me physical pain here. But when the box explodes and the things come out, the things you can use. NFTs are a fucking JPEG stored on an unsecure server. Okay? It doesn't make sense. You could spend $100,000 on a Sylveon NFT, right? And if you post that shit on social media, I can right-click it and save it to my computer. And now I own it as well. Don't fall for it. It's rich people trying to get rich.
Sure. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That
hurt us both.
That hurt us both. The pain. Let's have a laugh though. Google.
Well, the thing about loot boxes is... No. How dare you, NFTs? How dare you make me go down that route? Google says it's still committed to...
She could have finished the sentence.
Google.
You want to try this again?
Google says it is still committed to games as an industry. This is from Vicky Blake over at Eurogamer, who writes, Google is, quote, positioning itself as a go-to tech partner for publishers of live service video games, end quote, by offering its cloud gaming tech to other companies. According to Axios, the tech megacorp is, quote, pitching its cloud program as proof it remains invested in gaming, end quote, despite shuttering its cloud gaming service Stadia back in January. Google Cloud's Director of Games Industry Solutions, Jack Busser, told Axios, quote, it was at that moment when we basically had to make decisions about Stadia that we realized that, at Google Cloud, we are at our best when we're helping other people build this stuff, not necessarily building it ourselves, end quote. This includes offering what Axios calls a, quote, three-part Google Cloud bundle, end quote, which includes servers, cloud storage, data management, and, quote, searchable player and game analytics, end quote, which Google thinks will help live service titles manage surges in popularity. Current clients include Ubisoft, because of course it fucking does, Unity, and Niantic. Busser added, quote, Google is absolutely committed to games that are such a big part. Google is absolutely committed to games that are such a big part of our messaging. When we made the decision with Stadia, we were just like, look, we are committed to games as an industry, end quote. Interestingly, though, this bundle does not include cloud streaming itself. Busser later told Axios, quote, we are not offering that streaming option because it's tied to Stadia itself. So unfortunately, when we decided to not move forward with Stadia, that sort of business-to-business offering could no longer be offered as well, end quote. Google's in games. Very committed. How long is this going to last, do you reckon?
By the end of the year.
About as long as your average live service game.
So 8 months.
That's what makes it so funny. It's just like... Because I read the headline of this a couple of days ago when you posted it in our Discord and said... And all I really saw was, oh, they're going to offer their streaming service. And I thought Stadia. But then I was like... Then I remember thinking, like, why? Xbox has their own thing, Sony has their own thing, Nintendo has their own thing. Who needs this?
Yeah.
And then I actually read the article, and it's even funnier. Because it's like Google, the company known for very quickly killing new projects, is going to offer its services to companies who make games that die off really quickly.
Exactly.
This is poetry.
It is poetry in motion. It really is. And it's just really, really... Oh, Google. Oh, Google. Oh, Google.
It's like,
Oh, bless you, Google. Bless you.
We'll help your live service game out for the 6 months that it's still alive. It's not funny. Games
Really isn't.
game closures aren't funny, but oh my god, like this is funny and it's good. It's a good laugh. They have the infrastructure though. Like that's the thing. They do have good infrastructure. They make they run YouTube. It's just like at this point, Google could shoot someone in front of me and tell me they murdered them, and I wouldn't believe them. That's how much I don't trust them anymore.
We have collapsed the economy. I don't believe you.
I don't trust you. I'm gonna need at least another 3 opinions on this.
We started World War III. Well, I don't believe you.
Well, that's not true because you don't have an AI chatbot.
We didn't put a man on the moon. Well, I
Fucking
definitely
hell.
don't believe you.
Fucking hell, I guess Google put a man on the moon. Holy shit. What do you know? Google is committed to games as an industry. Wow.
You need to laugh.
It did. Like, like we laugh and we joke. It is an interesting idea. Like, because I guess, yeah, you could rent Google's servers for a couple of months when a game launches so that the servers don't completely crash on you, because like every live service game that ever launches has this problem, because you don't want to buy all the servers you need for launch when you're not going to need them in like 3 months time.
Yeah.
So that's, it is filled with good ideas. It's Google. I can't get past that part. It's fucking Google.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's Google. As much as we use their product and everything like that, it's still just Google.
Yeah, hello.
Unless
We're
it's
literally on the product right now. Hi, how's it going?
yeah, it's just funny. It's like that's all it is. Google is the laughing stock out there, and yet Google just keeps on puttering on, doing their
Yeah.
thing. They'll get laughed at again, and they still
Yeah.
just keep puttering on. They're fine with
6
this.
months time when they release their little fucking JPEG on social media that says, "Oh, we're closing Google, whatever the fuck this is called." We'll all have another good laugh because they did it again. Like they literally they shut down Google Reader this week. So like in the week that they like said that they were doing this, they literally shut down one of their products.
They're literally the Britney Spears song. Oops, I did it again. We should just bring that up every time. Google did it again. Oops,
They did it again.
Did it again.
Killed another product.
Yeah.
Oops.
Let's go Nintendo.
Did it again. Did it. Sorry. Finally got the Octopath Traveler boss theme out of my head. Now it's Britney. It's Britney, bitch. Nintendo says it won't necessarily adopt $70 for future titles after Zelda. This is from Matt Wales over at Eurogamer. He writes, Nintendo's Doug Bowser has addressed the company's decision to slap the upcoming Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom with a $70 price tag in the US, saying it's not, quote, necessarily, end quote, a price point it'll apply to all its titles in the future. Nintendo confirmed Tears of the Kingdom would retail for $69.99 in the US, $10 above the price it usually adopts for its big blockbuster titles. At the start of February, leaning some to wonder if this may become the new standard for the company's games. However, in an interview with AP News, head of Nintendo USA, Doug Bowser, has suggested the company will continue to price its games on a title-by-title basis, while not ruling out the possibility of more $70 releases in the future. Bowser explained, quote, quote, we look at what the game has to offer. I think fans will find Tears of the Kingdom is an incredibly full, deeply immersive experience. The price point reflects the type of experience that fans can expect when it comes to playing this particular game. This isn't a price point that we'll necessarily have on all our titles. It's actually a fairly common pricing model, either here or in Europe or other parts of the world, where the pricing may vary depending on the game itself, end quote. I'm never going to get over the fact that he's called Bowser.
That's true. I'm just going to say this, I don't give a fuck. $70 is extortion. £70 is extortion for a video game. I don't give a fuck what your opinions are whatsoever when it comes to this thing. I don't care how immersive the Tears of the Kingdom, the next Zelda game that comes out, is. I really, really don't give a flying hoot. You are following the trend of what all the other companies are doing right now, and I do not believe you that when it comes to the big IPs that you'll bring out, the next Mario, next Mario Kart, the next Mario big open world, whatever 3D game it is, the next what's that game that came out in 2020?
Pokemon.
The one,
Animal Crossing.
It's called Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing will be $70. It's gonna be. That's what you're gonna do. Games that aren't technically yours, that you may be helping put on your product and everything like that may be fine. But when it comes to your massive ones, you're gonna do that, and it's just gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be deplorable. Even $60 is too much for fuck's sakes. It should be lower than 50 fucking quid at the minimum right now, and it should really be even lower than that. And you lower bollocks of saying of, hey, video games have become more expensive. You're the ones who are making them more expensive, not us, not the vid gamers or anything like that. It's you. Stop being a lazy twat. Stop following the trend of what Sony are doing and what EA are doing and Microsoft are doing and all the other fucking idiots are doing. Don't do this. It's disgusting, and I don't give a flying hoot what you're saying, Bowser.
Bowser. Honestly, man.
Okay, Mr. Bowser.
Okay. Just because you put a tie on Bowser, we shall know who you are. Aren't you? Nintendo has this thing where it's like their games are cheaper, or like traditionally their games have been cheaper than new releases on PlayStation and Xbox, but then they never drop they rarely drop the price. And when they do drop the price, it's like £4. Like,
There's that as well. Yeah.
big sale on Mario, it's £4 cheaper. Great. So like, I've raged against the $70 price since the first game that came out did it. I rage against it even more in Nintendo's case because we know this game isn't going to drop in price anytime soon. And that fucking sucks because, like, I was explaining to Phil when he was playing The Last of Us, I said, look, like, because eventually, if you do enjoy it, you're going to want to play part 2. And I remember saying to him, luckily, part 2 is, even at full price, is like £25 on the PlayStation Store. It's not, quote unquote, full price anymore. And like that is the one thing. It's like if you can have patience, like you'll be able to pick up most games cheaper than you would at launch for £70. But I don't know if that's going to be true for Tears of the Kingdom because that's not how Nintendo's pricing model works.
Exactly.
The only thing I'll give them credit for is because they did this with Breath of the Wild, where most games were £50. And when Breath of the Wild came out, it was £60. And the only other game that was £60 at launch on the Switch was Smash Brothers. So
they're big.
When Bowser, like Animal Crossing, etc., everything else, all the Pokemons didn't raise price as well. So when Doug Bowser says, we might not put this on all our games, I could kind of give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit because Nintendo have done that historically, but the fact that they're raising the price of Tears of the Kingdom to £70 is just ridiculous in and of itself. Like, I'm sure it's going to be an amazing game. That loads of people are going to love. Hell, I'm probably going to love it. I'm not buying it. I'm going to rent it. But like if I couldn't rent it, Moody, I couldn't buy it. I can't spend £70 on a video game. That's nuts.
No, you're not wrong there. Like it is absolutely bonkers when it comes to the prices right now. Like I like what annoyed me like with Dead Space and everything, the remake. Like I loved that game. I thought it was a fabulous remake and everything. But when I found out that it was £50 on Steam, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like,
I saw that happen in live.
I was like, I spent £20 extra for what? For absolutely what? Nothing. Absolute fucking nothing.
Trophies.
It's just disgusting. I mean, you can get trophies on Steam. That's the thing about it.
But they're called achievements on Steam. It's different.
You don't get the...
You don't get the platinum, which you weren't going to get anyway.
True, yeah. My platinum days have got behind me. Jesus. I used to go for it, but not anymore. No, yeah, it's... Everyone who says that freaking the video games have got more expensive, it's the companies who are making the decisions to make it more expensive. If they properly put their heads together, they could probably really make it simpler for themselves, and they don't.
Yeah,
they don't,
and
it's pathetic. And then when you throw into when you bring into the CEOs and the marketing people and everything like that, yes, I appreciate you have to sell this game and everything like that, but
sure.
you don't have to freaking.
You don't have to
make it extortion. You don't have to make it extortionary price. You do not.
You don't, because. The capitalism fans and the Nintendo fans will all be out there very quick to remind us, well, video game development's gotten more expensive. And to which I will always counter, how much money did Nintendo make last year? Oh, sorry, are they losing money? Because,
exactly.
if they're losing money, then hey, you got to do what you got to do. Are they though? Because I'm going to, without looking at their financials, and having the memory of a goldfish with a concussion, I'm going to go with...
That's an interesting analogy.
I'm going to go with they probably made a profit. They're probably making a profit right now. I don't know why I'm doing the exaggerated facial expressions to go along with my concussion.
You got Keith in the back of your mind.
No, it's not allegedly. Like they most likely are making money right now. Like profit, not money, profit.
No doubt.
So, like, you don't need to do this. EA didn't need to do it. Sony didn't need to do it. Ubisoft, Microsoft, everybody. They didn't need to do it. They did it because they could. And in a few years, when they crack poverty again and they raise the price to $80, they still don't need to do it. And I'm sick of hearing all of the counter arguments. Oh, well, actually, video games have been getting cheaper if you adjust them for inflation. Right, but my wage hasn't been adjusted for inflation. So, awkward. Stop going to bat. Why do people feel they insist the need to go to bat for corporations? I don't understand it.
Half the time it's content creators, and I think it's because they want to hopefully work with them one day.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Well, I want to work for some of these companies one day, too. It's not going to shut me up, though. I don't think anything could shut me up.
I think people think they need to do that, though. That's the thing about it. Because they'll look into my channel and go all of this.
No, they won't.
I can literally tell you this right now. I worked at one of those companies. They do not give a fuck about you at all.
Well, yeah, right? I mean, that's how this whole thing works. That's how this whole fucking show works.
Yeah, you are free expense. You're free expense to them. Nothing more.
Yeah.
Nothing else. That's it.
It's free marketing.
Yeah, you are free marketing, nothing more, nothing else. And that's how they treat you.
I mean, they might pay you in a game code, some merch. But, like, yeah, it's just part of the marketing strategy. We should really talk about that one. That whole, like, how marketing actually works in video games one day. Be interesting.
We need to bring someone on for that. Their marketing skills.
I mean, yeah. Like, I know a few things because I know people, but yeah, like, I don't know everything. It's just the things that I know are just like, that makes sense. In a horrible way.
Yeah. The things I know is literally just for like people I've spoken to when I was working at Sony, or who I've spoken to, have worked at like where I'm at working now, and where people have worked at other games. Like I've got a person who used to work at TT Games. Holy shit, that's a shit fire on. That's a shit fire. And it's terrible to hear about that and everything like that. And it's just like people the big AAA companies don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
The ones who give a fuck about you are the indie games. Funny enough, though, at all the double A studios, they're the ones who give a fuck about you. The difference is you don't give a fuck about them. That's the thing about it, which is a disgrace and is an insult.
Yeah.
The amount of people you see freaking throwing out freaking top 10s at the end of the year thinking, oh, it's just AAA games.
Oh, there was nothing to play this year.
Yeah. It's like, you're a fucking moron and you fucking deserve to be called a fucking moron. I'm in a fiery mood today.
You are in a fiery mood tonight. It's interesting. But no, so like...
It must have because I've had a shower.
Did you have some salted caramel ice cream before the podcast?
No, I swear I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's because I'm hungry.
Maybe it's because I'm hungry. I'm like, yeah, okay. But no, so like this happened on International Women's Day, which was like a conversation I had with a friend who works in the games industry. And like, just to go back to your point about these corporations don't care about you, like you, the people, because of course they don't. They barely care about the people who fucking work for them. Like, you just talked about, TT Games. It's just like, Moody, the tea I could spill on some of these companies just from knowing people who work at them is insane. Like,
you think Jim Ryan gave a fuck when he sent that email to everybody in Sony? You think he gave a fuck? He did not give a fuck.
You think it's just the companies that you don't like that are shit? No, it's most of them. I guarantee you it's most of them.
Yeah.
But these aren't our stories to tell.
I've stated on many occasions, and I'll state this to the day I die and everything like that. Where I worked at Sony in Liverpool was fantastic for me. It's done incredible. The people who I worked with and the people I learned from was incredible. And I'll always shout them out and everything like that. And I'll always shout out the games that Sony do when it comes to exclusives. They've, for the most part, when I've played them, and they've always hit for me. They've always put out great quality for me. And I've enjoyed it. But when it comes to being a company and everything like that, they do not give a fuck about you. And it's just like... But it's the same. Nintendo, Microsoft, the
Yeah, I
whole
was about to say,
thing,
what were we
Ubisoft.
talking about again?
Yeah, we were talking about Nintendo.
Oh, we were talking about Tears of the
This went
Kingdom being
off.
$70. This went off.
Yeah, this went off on one. Yeah, we'll finish on one more story.
Okie dokie.
Let's do one. Fuck, there's two nice ones there.
We'll
do the two. We'll do two nice ones.
I was going to say, okay.
We'll do the two nice ones. We'll forget about the fucking Microsoft.
I was going to say, we can do two or one. Really, if you want to end it that way.
Let's go. Let's continue with PlayStation and go to the PlayStation man himself.
That was the one I clicked on. Shuhei Yoshida is to be honored with the BAFTA Fellowship. This is from Chris Scullion over at VGC, who writes, Sony executive Shuhei Yoshida is to be honored with the prestigious BAFTA Fellowship. The award, which is the highest accolade that can be bestowed by the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, will be given to Yoshida at the BAFTA Game Awards on March 30th. Yoshida joined the PlayStation project in 1993, a year before the release of the original console. He went on to become the president of Sony Computer Entertainment, now known as Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios, or SIE. Yoshida currently serves as head of SIE's Independent Developer Initiative, where his role is to look after and nurture external, smaller independent studios. The BAFTA Fellowship is given to those who accomplish, quote, outstanding achievements in the art forms of the moving image, end quote. The first recipient was Alfred Hitchcock, who was given the honor in 1971. Other recipients have included Charlie Chaplin, David Attenborough, Steven Spielberg, Stanley Kubrick, and Martin Scorsese. In 2007, the fellowship was given to a member of the games industry for the first time, with SimCity and The Sims creator Will Wright receiving the accolade. Since then, other video game recipients have included Shigeru Miyamoto, the first Asian citizen to receive the award, Hideo Kojima, Nolan Bushnell, Peter Molyneux, Gabe Newell, David Braben, John Carmack, Tim Schafer, Siobhan Reddy, and Rockstar Games as a whole.
They gave it to Peter Molyneux.
Well, you know, talk's a good game.
He never shuts up, really.
I remember Fable 2. Oh, everybody was hyped for Fable 2. The things that video game was going to do. And then it was a pretty good RPG. It's like, and it's weird to think that that's like a step down. It's like, it's a pretty good RPG. That's usually a good thing. But Fable 2 promised the world.
Good. I miss you.
I do miss you.
I miss you. You don't see him anymore.
You don't.
Which is a shame. And he's a guy who he deserves this award. And I think I know both of us were just going on tangents of the companies and everything like that. But there are people in the higher ups who do come across, should I say, as genuine people who just want to make good video games and look after video games and everything. And Shuhei Yoshida does seem to be one of those. And he deserves this. He deserves this award. So congratulations to you, Shu.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve it, sir. You do.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing. It's cool. It's interesting. It's not interesting. Why did I say interesting? I mean, it is, but I don't know. Words are coming out of my mouth, and I'm not 100% in control of them. So let's not do any stories where Amy can get in illegal trouble. But Shuhei Yoshida, yeah, you know, he seems like a cool guy. Like he's got that sort of like friendly grandpa vibe to him.
Yeah, he always came across like that. He always did. Which was funny. My
friend got to ask him a question. So you remember when he was at EGX for a PlayStation anniversary? Yes. I had an appointment, so I couldn't go to that, but my friend did, and my friend got to ask him a question in the Q&A section because he queued up for the microphone and stuff. And his question was like, "What's your favorite non-PlayStation console?" And I believe he said it was the Wii or the Wii U. It was one of the two Nintendo consoles because he got to play games with his kids and grandkids. And
sounds like the Wii.
And that clip ended up on tons of video game news sites. So I was like, my mate was all over like IGN and fucking GameSpot and shit. And it was pretty cool. But it was a cool answer. Like I really liked his answer. And yeah, he seems like a really nice guy. I'm just annoyed I never got to meet him when he came over. But yeah, he's doing cool stuff right now. He's helping get indies onto PlayStation. I'm sure Cheer was which is coming to PlayStation
probably
next
part of
week,
it,
was
yeah.
probably at least partially, helped along by him. I couldn't think of any more high-profile indie games in the future that are PlayStation specific, even though I posted a link for one in our Discord yesterday. And I can't remember the name of it. Fucking Goldfish with a Concussion.
Else?
No, it was in general gaming chat. I don't know. I'm still getting used to the new channels. It was a news
Meet
thing.
Your Maker.
Meet Your Maker. It's coming out and play at PS Plus next month. I have PS Plus again. I got it for cheer.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my finger out for that. When's that out again?
It's down. It's coming up. We'll get to it. It's in the show notes somewhere. Should we do the final news story?
Yeah, do the final news story. Yes.
One big game. UK Game Studios tackle 24-hour football match for SpecialEffect. This is from Christina McGrath, who is the head of community and communications at Rare, who is writing on Xbox Wire, which is essentially Xbox's blog. Who wrote, building on the rip-roaring success of 2021's Xbox Game Studios Derby, which saw Rare face off against Playground Games, 2023 is supersizing the soccer-based shenanigans in the name of SpecialEffect. This year, 24 teams from across UK game development studios will descend upon St George's Park in the heart of England on Wednesday, April 26, and play around-the-clock football to raise money for charity. The ambitious event has grown in size significantly since the heady days of 2020, when the first footballing face-off was a FIFA match between Rare and Playground. That graduated into a real-life football match in 2021 and has now evolved into a multi-studio, many-hour effort with all proceeds going to gaming charity SpecialEffect. We know what you're thinking. How does this work? How tired will our legs get? Who will score the Worldies this year? Will it be available for your viewing entertainment? Well, don't worry, we've got all the crucial information for you right here. From 6 p.m. UTC on Wednesday, April 26, 2 of the 24 teams will kick the game off. All 24 teams taking part, including squads from Rare, Playground, EA, and Sumo, to name a few, will be assigned a team colour, red or blue. Each team's stint on the pitch will last the full 90 minutes, with all teams representing either the red or blue side. Every goal scored by each team will contribute to an epic battle between red and blue, with the final whistle and scoreline being settled at 6 p.m. UTC on Thursday, April 27th. You don't have to take our word that it's happening, though. You'll be able to tune into the match in all its glory on Xbox's Twitch channel. And then some more stuff. Gav Murphy is going to be the lead commentator, and we'll be joined by a few other familiar faces for commentary duties, because I doubt Gav Murphy can commentate on football for 24 hours straight. Hell of an achievement if he could, though. This is fun.
This is fun, yeah. When it comes to helping people and raising money for charity and everything like that, especially an incredible one like SpecialEffects, you can't ask for much more. This is a great thing where developers are coming together, working together, and doing great things and everything. And that's what you want to see. That's what you want to hear and everything like that. Playground, Rare, great studios. Yes, I know they're under the banner of Microsoft, but again, we've just bitching about corporations.
Right, yeah, okay, but we've always said there's a difference between the company and the people who work at the company.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying it.
I'm just giving us the shorthand.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, they're coming together, doing all these things, and that's what you want to hear at the end of the day. Fantastic. Raise money for a great cause. Can't ask for much more.
I might watch it. Am I going to end up watching football for 24 hours? I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I doubt it.
You want to bet? Bet.
You only do it because you bet me.
I'd do it regardless.
Spite.
I mean, spite is a powerful motivator in my life, right? But I'd probably do it regardless. It sounds like a fun thing, and I love seeing gaming companies and the weird stuff they do to raise money for charity. I love the fact that they raise money for charity. It's just good. SpecialEffect's a cool charity. If you don't know or have never heard of SpecialEffect, we've raised some money for charity for them in the past. They make custom controllers for disabled people and disabled kids to be able to experience video games. They do a lot of cool shit. I played on some of their stuff at EGX once. I played Mario Kart with my chin. That was fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, the big buttons to like accelerate and brake and stuff, and it had like a little chin controller. And you like try to steer with my chin. Not easy. And then I played FIFA with my eyes, with eye tracking technology. So I was taking like penalty kicks, and it was like, you know, looking and blinking. It's cool stuff, man. Just allows more people to be able to play video games. That was where I used an Xbox adaptive controller as well, and I realized it was way bigger than I thought it was. It's big. It's a big boy. But yeah, this is cool. This is cool. We need to do some charity stuff soon.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be best maybe when you're down.
Maybe.
We'll probably talk about it though. We'll have a proper talk. See what we can do.
I've still got your special effect T-shirt.
Oh yeah, fucking hell.
yeah. If anybody listening doesn't know the epic story of when we were going to play Halo for an entire weekend for Special Effect, and then COVID happened, and Special Effect sent us T-shirts, which I never got distributed because of COVID. It's still there. It's in my wardrobe. But anyway, sorry. Tangent. Shall we move on?
Yeah, it's time for games out next week. The highlights.
Some cool games out next week. I put 3 in here. Which I think are 3 cool games. Chia is coming out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC on March 21st. If you have PS Plus Extra or above, you'll be able to download the game for free because it's being launched in PS Plus Extra.
Free.
If you have PS Plus, it's free. I don't go around going, yeah, it's free, yeah. If you've already paid for PS Plus, the game comes with it. It's free. Had this argument with Fixer.
Our friend got me in the head about that.
I had this argument with Fixer at least every fortnight. Right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And I stand by the wording that I use, which isn't that these are your free games. These are, if you have the thing, these are free. Don't make me bring back a fucking 6-year-old argument I used to have.
Trust me on that. I think people just overthink it half the time anyway. So
a lot of people, and I mean, hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say this, but a lot of people overthink a lot of things that they shouldn't overthink video games. She says.
You and me?
She says, working on hour-long videos. Yes, that game, Have a Nice Death, is coming out of early access on March 22nd on Switch and PC. And the big one, Resident Evil 4 Remake, is coming out on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on March 24th. 3 cool looking games. I need to really get a move on with Octopath Traveler.
Just a little bit.
Oh no!
And I need to at least finish season.
Not Ishin.
I mean, starting off.
I knew you were gonna say that. Well, yeah, I'll play Ishin. Yeah,
I will. When? I don't know.
That's what our charity live stream is going to be. It's not going to be us like playing fun multiplayer games or us like, you know, like going back and forth. It's literally just going to be a marathon of me standing behind you, making you play through your backlog. Like, no, Moody, you're not taking a break. You will finish this game.
All right, I'm finished. All right, now
all right,
the other one.
All right, now fire up the Xbox. We've got the next game for you. I need to pee. That's what the ball I gave you was for.
But I've already filled it.
That sounds like a you problem. I'm not touching that ball. It's got your pee in it. What are we supposed to be talking about?
Can I have a bucket?
What are we supposed to be talking about games? What's happening tonight? I mean, I'm hopefully gonna be streaming Resi 4. Like I've got the plans. I just need the game. Excuse me. I just seen the game basically. I'm not jinxing anything by saying, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the game." Blah 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 blah. You know, we've been down this road with Boomerang before. My plan is to stream the game next weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely in for that. If I can get Octopath 2 finished by Tuesday, I'll jump into Cheer as well because I'm really excited for Cheer. Like I think it's getting overlooked in the conversation a little bit just because of its proximity to Resident Evil 4. But like, I've been really excited for this game since we first saw it, whenever that was.
2 different games.
You can be a bird
That's
and
the thing about
turn and play ukulele. And
yeah. The thing is, like, I asked this to someone at work. Like, obviously, as everyone knows, one of our games is coming out at the end of March. Not the end of March, the end of April. Bramble, the Mountain King.
not another one. Yeah, end of April.
The day after that releases, the Star Wars releases. All of us, obviously, in our team, literally did ask the question because we had a meeting. We were all having a meeting that day anyway, and we were like asking to say, "All right, should we be worried by this?" And everything. And ultimately, we all came to the decision to do. Well, ultimately, we came to the decision. Ultimately, the thing came to people just said, "With 2 different games, it should be okay at the end of the day."
Ultimately, Moody slammed his fist down on the desk, stood up, and gave a very impassioned speech about how there's not that much crossover between Bramble and Star Wars.
That's what came to at the end of the day. Not me saying that, but no, that's what was the ultimate talk. Was just like, shouldn't be really that much crossover. People who are going to be obviously they'll probably,
I mean, there will be crossover because, like, I mean, you're looking at some crossover right here because I'm interested in both games, so there will be a little bit of crossover. But I mean, Bramble is not as long as Star Wars, so maybe I'll just get that in there while Star Wars is downloading.
I can confirm that.
With my internet, I might be able to finish Bramble before Star Wars is finished installing.
No comment.
No comment.
It's OpenCritic Head-To-Head.
It is. It's time for OpenCritic Head-To-Head, and I need to open OpenCritic because this one's pretty close.
79.
It's been dropping all week. This is the game we play every single week where we try to guess the OpenCritic average of upcoming games. Whoever guesses closest to the score gets a point, and if you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. Last week, we tried to guess the OpenCritic average of Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. I guessed it would get a 76, and Moody guessed it would get a 78. And at the time of recording, Bayonetta Origins, etc., has an OpenCritic average of 79, which gives Moody the point and puts the scores at Amy 4, Moody 5, with 1 draw.
You know the fucker's dropping tomorrow.
Oh, 100%. I am going to wake up tomorrow to a message from you at 4 a.m. because that's what time you get out of bed. Going, God damn it, it's 78.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just how it works. It's happened to me as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
You just gotta roll with the fucking punches.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like it's interesting how we were both extremely unsure of the scores that we guessed last week, and we were both pretty close. Yeah, we were both pretty close. Maybe we're all right at this whole video game industry observation thing.
No,
nah, we suck at it. We're just talking about peeing in bottles. What the fuck do we know about video games?
Yeah, we talked about Nintendo raising prices, and we went on a tangent about corporations in general.
something, capitalism bad. I need to get that T-shirt. Yeah, that's fair, right? Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I'll just point at it.
You'll just be like.
Right now, it's a grunt having a birthday party.
Nice.
Yeah, very specific Halo reference. Do we want to do a fantasy critic check-in?
Yeah, why not? We haven't done one, but don't we have to pick scores?
Oh shit! What the fuck? How long have we been doing this?
2 years, 3 years.
This week we're guessing the OpenCritic average of 2 upcoming games. The first one is Cheer.
Where are you going, Amy?
I don't like doing this with indie games, Moody, and you know why. I'm forever let down by indie game critique.
That's true.
I have seen some people who have previewed Cheer in the past few weeks. So this isn't just from I'm gonna score it quite high, and this isn't just from my own personal hype levels. I've seen people talk about how much they've been enjoying it. So I'm gonna go pretty high, definitely higher than I did with Bayonetta anyway. And I mean, both of the games that we're getting OpenCritic averages for are in my fantasy critic team.
Exactly.
So I got a vested interest in these coming off for me.
It's interesting that you didn't pick the one that's in my one to do this week. I know.
Well, we had a double header. The two games.
You could have done one of yours and one of mine.
Yeah, sure. Cheer and have a nice Death's been in early access. I think does it have a score?
No, there's no score on it.
Because I know I went to bid for Baldur's Gate 3, and it's like, it already has a score. And I'm like, of course it fucking does.
Well, I picked it when we obviously picked stuff. And where am I?
But anyway.
No, it doesn't have a score yet. No.
Chia. Oops, shit, that's an I. 85. I'll beat about whatever I want to beat about. I'm guessing 85.
Fascinating.
Split the difference between 8 and 9.
8.
I say I've seen a lot of positive coverage.
I'm gonna go off the thing of what you said. That's why I've gone low, cause indie game will people play it? Not play it. Will reviewers review it?
Does it have?
Because it has got the PlayStation backing behind it.
It'll have the reviews for sure. People will review it.
Yeah.
That's why I bid for it on Fantasy Critic. I was like, it's a PlayStation game. People are gonna review it. That's for sure. But yeah. It's like, how many people can I kill in this game? And that seems to be a sticking point for some reviewers. I've noticed on OpenCritic seems to be like the less violence you can do, the more
con. Score to 83, please.
Good job. I'm nice like that. Anyway, we're also going to try and guess the OpenCritic average of Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I personally believe is even bigger of a crapshoot. One of the greatest games of all time, the original. Sure, I agree. Are they changing a hell of a lot? Yes.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yes, they are. Is that a potential recipe for disaster? Could be. Is nostalgia going to outweigh any of the cons? Almost certainly. Because that's how this works. I got a whole video in me.
Nostalgia is a powerful thing.
I've got a whole video in me about reviews and the pressure, the time pressure, and then this is why games get critical reappraisal later on. Everybody loved BioShock Infinite when it came out. But then we started replaying that game and looking at that game again and going, actually, there was some pretty fucked up stuff in this game. So, Resident Evil 4 Remake, which also had some pretty fucked up stuff in it. We talked about last week. I'm going to guess. Never fails. 88. This could be anywhere. I genuinely feel like there's so many different ways this could go down. And I don't think it's going to go down into the 70s. But this could go all the way up to high 90s.
It really does depend on what it lands on. Is this Resident Evil 2, which that's the 90s?
Yeah.
Or is this Resident Evil 3, which is high 70s?
Yeah.
Gonna be cheeky here, 87.
Of course you are. What are you buying? Actually, I should have gone lower because they've removed that voice line from the game. what are you buying? That's like half the reason Resident Evil 4 is iconic. Yeah, I was reading about it somewhere on the
didn't
internet.
hear that.
Stranger. Doing a fantasy critic thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at my fantasy.
All right, cool. I gotta get my phone because I accidentally knocked it on the floor behind my bed. If anyone was watching the video version of the podcast and saw me suddenly go like that about 10 minutes ago, it's because I just flipped my phone off my bed. Excuse me a moment.
Use you a moment indeed.
Oh, it's so dark. There it is. Continue.
I saved it. That's what I did. I saved it.
Fantasy critic check-in. So, you know, this is the thing. Bunch of us, 6 of us are in a league together, and it's basically like fantasy football, but with video games. And Moody wants to do. I'm guessing the reason Moody wants to do an update is because currently he's in the lead.
No, honestly, that's not it whatsoever.
That is the wrong one.
What, did you go to the one you won last?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize I had that many points this early.
Holy shit! I'm miles ahead.
Okay, that's fair. Yes, I am ahead at this moment in time. There's no doubt about it. Right now is really only just 2 people playing right now. That's you, me, or 3. You, me, and Vitz. Vitz is practically almost full up on games right now.
This is true. Russ is always playing. We always say that Russ isn't playing, but then he just comes out of nowhere with random pulls. Like he just got Dredge.
Dredge,
yeah. Which, to be fair, you know what? Decent shout. I wasn't thinking about that, but that's a good shout.
Yeah. Like, Vitz has gone like all in on some things. Like he's thinking of 3D Mario platformer or a 2D Mario platformer.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm just
like... he's picked unannounced 3D Mario platformer and unannounced 2D Mario platformer. My biggest decision that I've been thinking of for the last couple of weeks is which one of those am I gonna counterpick? Because definitely one of them. I don't think either of them are gonna come out.
Yeah.
So that's an easy 0.
Yeah, he took a game from me that I went for, the last case of Benedict Fox.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting about that game.
Yeah. Like, everyone went in, apart from you, I think, went all in on Wild Hearts.
I did not touch Wild Hearts. I was shocked. I was shocked when I went into the league history to be like, oh, like, wonder what happened. And literally everyone except me bid on Wild Hearts. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
Right now, yeah.
Well, I wasn't planning on getting so many games in the opening weeks, but what happened was like everybody went for fucking indie games off of my wish list, and I was like,
I went for Season, you got it. I went for Planet of Lana, you got it. I think I even went for Titcher, you got it. I went for slow, I won't lie, I went low bids on them, just thinking, oh, I'll go for them.
Chia, I'd already bid on.
I don't get them.
Chia, I remember I was surprised somebody else had bid on it but yeah, Planet of Lana and Season, I was like, oh hell no, hell fucking no. It was the same with every game. Every game I've bought apart from Chia has been in response to somebody else bidding on
it. Yeah, I was very surprised on 2 games that I got. I was very surprised that I got Mortal Kombat 12 and Tekken 8 because I think they are going to come out this year. I think this year's going to be a massive fighting game year with Street Fighter 6.
I think Street Fighter 6 is going to blow up. I think Tekken 8 is going to get delayed. And Mortal Kombat 12 is probably going to get written off for tax reasons. So. In all seriousness,
than Batgirl.
In all seriousness, I don't know. Like, because you bid on it so early, right? Like, and I was just like, I'm not putting money down for Mortal Kombat 12 because I'm really not confident in it coming out this year. Like, it was announced in a fucking earnings call. Just, Mortal Kombat. What? Yeah. What? Hang on. Excuse me?
No, that's fair. I know. I just have a feeling they're going to come this year. The one that I've gone for, I went in for, I thought, you know what? Let's take a punt. I went for Persona 6.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. Because I looked at the time difference, so I was looking. So when did Persona 5 came out? It was like 5 years ago now.
It was. It was in 2017, but it was like it was announced fucking years before that. It was supposed to come out in 2015 and then 2016 and then 2017.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're going to do the same thing they did with all the other Persona games, even 5, where it's like they brought it out in Japan first.
Yeah.
Because they even did that with
but
Strikers.
it will get a score though. It will get a score from the Japan one.
Potentially.
Persona 5, I'm pretty sure it did have a score.
Potentially. It depends how many outlets review it, because I know outlets reviewed the Japanese version of the game.
Yeah, Persona 5, yeah.
Yeah, which did not help by anticipation and hype levels, which were already through the roof.
They all
and they were all like, "This is the best thing that's ever happened."
This is the best thing since sliced bread, guys. Come play it.
Fucking Keith bought a PlayStation 4 just for Persona 5. And he really only did that and it was only because of me telling him it existed. that got him hyped for it, and then he like obviously did the reading and stuff. But yeah, like I mean, games that I've picked up, they're all. I mean, 2 of them have come out this season, and Company of Heroes 3. One of them is about to come out. Cheer. Planet of Lana is due sometime soon. It's supposed to be relatively soonish. That's what they say. I'm not worried about it. Like we've all got 4 drops. I haven't used any yet.
I used 1, so I've got 3 drops.
Yeah, you went Wolf Among Us. Yeah, I counterpicked that, and then they were like, we delayed it, and I was like, great, because like the counterpick bid hadn't gone through yet, so I was like, well, fucking brilliant. So it didn't work. But yeah, it's like. I looked at when you got Persona 6, I almost just went, I'm going to counterpick that. And it's like that thing of just like, but if there's even a chance this comes out,
it's like
I am going to get destroyed.
Yeah. There's a chance I'll probably drop Persona 6, but I'll hold on to it for now.
It's the same with...
you know what? Didn't cost me much. I think it put like 4.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was going for that. It's the same thing with like Dragon Age, and it's the same thing with like unannounced Mario platformers. It's like, I am 99.9% sure none of those games are going to come out in 2023. But if that 0.1% chance comes off, I'm fucked.
True. The other ones I picked up was Dark and Darker. So this is a game, apparently his demo blew up like crazy.
It did. I saw it going around Twitch and stuff. I never watched any of it, but...
Yeah. And like some of my colleagues played it and they said apparently it is absolutely amazing. And I was
That's awesome.
All right. And I was just like, yeah, why not? Cheeky. System Shock, I thought, why not? Nostalgia might get some points here for myself.
It's an extremely good game.
It's just been delayed a month or 2 months.
Yeah, but like me. The thing about System Shock is it's an immersive sim. Like, immersive sims aren't very popular, but they usually review really well because they're like fucking the game design in them. Because their immersive sims is like through the roof. Like, there's a reason people talk about it. People still talk about Deus Ex 23 years later. Is still an amazing game that causes people to still want to talk about it so much. And System Shock's in that vein. Like, if they can pull off a remake of System Shock, it's going to review well. It just is. It was on my wish list, and when I saw a bid for it, I was like, in 2 minds about it. I probably should have gone for it. Russ has also picked up Atelier Ryza 3 Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key, which is a move you pulled 2 years ago. You picked up an Atelier game.
Got me 80 points, I think.
It's a solid pickup.
Yeah,
they always are. They seem to be pretty consistent games. I played one once years ago when I got a review code for it, and it's like it's a pretty solid game, and they seem to be consistent. At the moment, the standings are in last place, not Russ. Fitz Patel with 0 points, doesn't have any games come out yet. In 5th place, we have Loxtails, What's the Worst That Can Happen, 6 points. In 4th place, we've got Feywild with 10 points, but we got to watch him. He's going to come up. He's going to come rocketing up at some point because he's got some good fucking games on his list. And if he can stick the landing this year of the games that he picks up, this is the year where, I say this every year, but this is the year where I think I can see him come flying up the table. In 3rd place, Risk Taker Interactive Elf Daughter with 19 points. And then in 2nd place, the actual queen of the indie games, with 28 points was me. And then in 1st place currently with 41 points is the Phantom Smeghead, which is you. See what happens. I mean, you've got a game coming out, and I've got 2 games coming out this week, so we'll see what happens at the top of the table. By next week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Like, I think you and me will be closer together, there's no doubt. I'm looking. You potentially could get. You probably will go ahead. You will probably score in the lead.
Potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
But they will be on
those 2
equal.
games crash and burn
Yeah.
for you.
Well, hey, they might. This is how it works. We'll be on equal games released as well, because I got 2, you've got 1, which means we'll have the same amount of games out.
Yeah, that's an interesting analogy. That's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. But, yeah.
So we'll have a decent indication of how close together we are. By next week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. Hey, even if fucking I smash through the floor of Fantasy Critic and end up in last place, as long as I get to play some cool games, I'm fine with it.
True.
Yeah.
True. And me, I'm just here to win. That's all.
Yeah. I won last year. Gotta let everybody else have a chance.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have any grudges this year. I had a grudge last year.
You did. Well, that's it, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. We're done. I'm gonna go and eat food, play Octopath, and then furiously refresh Amazon Prime at midnight.
I'm gonna go and eat food. Watch the Great British Menu.
Nice.
Then probably go.
Nice. Eat food while watching food. I like it. It's a good combination.
Yeah. Good combination.
That's going to do it for episode 343 of the Words About Games podcast. This was an interesting one. Tangents were had by both of us. Usually it's me and Moody's just going, no, come back, Amy. This time it was both of us. I enjoyed it.
I just grabbed her hand and just kept
we just skipped down the road. I came up with a great analogy. My memory is like a goldfish with a concussion, so I'm going to try and remember that to use in the future. But that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you very much for watching or listening. Moody, do you have any final thoughts?
The weekend is upon us, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary people. Have an awesome weekend. As always, be amazing. Fuck the Tories. And one final thing, smoke us a kipper. We'll be back for breakfast. Adios. Live long and prosper.